Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Fast X, released in 2023, is the 10th main installment in the globally popular Fast and Furious franchise, continuing the saga that has captivated audiences with high-octane action, family-centered drama, and globe-spanning adventures for over 2 decades. This American action-adventure film was directed by Louis Leterrier, who stepped in after the early departure of Justin Lin due to creative differences. The screenplay was written by Dan Mazeau and Justin Lin, based on a story also contributed by Zach Dean. The film was produced by a coalition of production houses, including Original Film, One Race Films, Roth/Kirschenbaum Films, and Perfect Storm Entertainment, with additional co-production from China Film Company, Limited, making it a truly international endeavor. The language of the film is English, and its production budget is reported to be approximately $378.8 million, ranking it among the most expensive films ever produced. Filming took place across multiple countries, including Italy, Portugal, the United Kingdom, and the United States, allowing the movie to showcase breathtaking locations from the historic streets of Rome to the urban landscapes of Los Angeles, the scenic views of Lisbon, and the cold expanses of Antarctica. The plot of Fast X picks up with Dominic Toretto, the series' central character portrayed by Vin Diesel, and his extended family enjoying the semblance of peace after years of high-stakes heists and dangerous missions. However, their calm is short-lived when a formidable adversary from the past emerges. This antagonist, Dante Reyes, portrayed by Jason Momoa, is the son of Hernan Reyes, a drug kingpin whom Dom and his crew had previously defeated in an earlier installment of the franchise. Having witnessed the collapse of his father's empire and feeling that vengeance is his only path forward, Dante seeks to dismantle Dom's family both emotionally and physically. The narrative unfolds across multiple continents, with Dom and his allies pursuing a complex mission to protect their loved ones, restore justice, and confront Dante's escalating threats. In this installment, stakes are heightened by the introduction of Dom's young son, Little B, who becomes a key target for Dante, intensifying the familial and emotional dimensions of the conflict. The ensemble cast features returning favorites alongside new additions. Vin Diesel reprises his role as Dom Toretto, the heart and moral center of the franchise, while Michelle Rodriguez returns as Letty Ortiz, Dom's longtime partner and skilled driver. Tyrese Gibson continues as Roman Pierce, providing comic relief and fast-thinking ingenuity, while Ludacris plays Tej Parker, the technical mastermind of the crew. Jason Momoa joins as Dante Reyes, bringing a magnetic and intimidating presence as the central villain. John Cena returns as Jacob Toretto, Dom's estranged brother, creating tension and complex familial dynamics. Jordana Brewster appears once again as Mia Toretto, Dom's sister, and Natalie Emanuel reprises her role as Ramsey, the cyber expert, adding depth to the team's technological capabilities. Sung Kang returns as Han Lu, and Jason Statham is back as Deckard Shaw, both of whom play key roles in action sequences and strategic confrontations. Additional cast members include Daniela Melchior, Alan Ritchson, Brie Larson, Helen Mirren, Charlize Theron, and Rita Moreno, whose portrayals add layers of intrigue, mentorship, and villainy to the overarching story. The production of Fast X involved meticulous planning and execution to ensure that its action sequences, character arcs, and cinematic effects met the franchise's high standards. Multiple stunt coordinators, special effects teams, and cinematographers collaborated to create sequences that are both visually spectacular and narratively engaging. The vehicles, a hallmark of the series, feature high-performance modifications and elaborate chase setups, including high-speed pursuits through urban centers, tight escapes in winding roads, and death-defying jumps in international locations. Costume designers, set builders, and lighting teams ensured that each scene contributed to the world-building of the Fast and Furious universe, emphasizing a blend of realism and cinematic extravagance. The post-production phase involved extensive editing, sound mixing, and visual effects to seamlessly integrate the practical stunts with CGI, ensuring a coherent and immersive experience for the audience. Fast X premiered on May 12, 2023, in Rome, Italy, with a high-profile event attended by cast, crew, and industry insiders. The film then saw a wide release in theaters worldwide on May 19, 2023, generating anticipation among longtime fans of the franchise. The marketing campaign included teasers, trailers, interviews, behind-the-scenes footage, and social media engagement to maintain excitement leading up to the premiere. The first official trailer was released on February 10, 2023, showcasing the global scale of the film, intense action sequences, and the dramatic confrontation between Dom's family and Dante Reyes. The trailer highlighted both the adrenaline-pumping spectacle that fans expect and the emotional stakes that drive the narrative, particularly Dom's responsibility to protect his family. Box office performance for Fast X reflects its status as a high-budget blockbuster. With a production budget of approximately $378.8 million, the film grossed around $714.4 million worldwide, solidifying its position as a commercially successful entry in the franchise despite mixed critical reviews. Critics generally praised the film's action choreography, the charismatic performance of Jason Momoa as the villain, and the visual spectacle delivered by international locations and practical stunts. However, some reviewers noted that the plot felt overstuffed due to the large ensemble cast and the complexity of intertwining storylines. Audience responses were largely positive, particularly among franchise loyalists who appreciated the continuation of Dom's story and the focus on the family theme that has been central since the series began. Thematically, Fast X emphasizes loyalty, justice, and the consequences of past decisions, reflecting a continuation of the franchise's core motifs. While action remains a significant component, the narrative underscores personal relationships, redemption arcs, and the moral dilemmas faced by Dom and his team. The film explores how past conflicts reverberate in the present, how family ties are tested by adversity, and how forgiveness and reconciliation play a role in resolving long-standing tensions. These elements combine to create a story that is both thrilling and emotionally resonant, appealing to audiences seeking spectacle as well as depth in storytelling. Fast X also exemplifies the modern trend of globalized filmmaking. By shooting in multiple countries and incorporating a multinational cast and production crew, the film not only achieves visual grandeur but also broadens its appeal to international audiences. The film's soundtrack, featuring contemporary music tracks, complements its fast-paced sequences and emotional moments, further enhancing the cinematic experience. Advanced camera technology, drone shots, and aerial sequences capture the scope of action in ways that previous installments had not, demonstrating the franchise's commitment to innovation in filmmaking techniques. The franchise's dedication to its fans is evident in Fast X through the careful integration of legacy characters, Easter eggs referencing earlier films, and narrative threads that reward long-term viewers. These elements, combined with the introduction of new characters and high-profile actors, create a sense of continuity while keeping the story fresh and engaging. Fast X balances nostalgia with novelty, ensuring that it appeals both to longtime followers and to new viewers who may be encountering the series for the first time. Fast X, the 10th main installment in the legendary Fast and Furious franchise, stands as a monumental achievement in action cinema, blending high-octane stunts, an ensemble cast, and a global narrative that underscores themes of family, loyalty, and vengeance. Produced by a collaboration of major studios including Original Film, One Race Films, and Universal Pictures, the film was directed by Louis Leterrier, who stepped in after the departure of longtime franchise director Justin Lin, ensuring continuity while adding his unique visual flair. The production of the movie was a complex undertaking, spanning multiple countries, with key filming locations including Los Angeles, Rome, London, and other international sites that brought a cosmopolitan feel to the story. This 10th entry in the saga carries the weight of the franchise's history, balancing the expectations of longtime fans with the need to deliver a fresh and engaging narrative. Its budget, reportedly around $378.8 million, placed it among the most expensive films ever produced, reflecting the scale of its action sequences, star-studded cast, and international set pieces. Despite its financial magnitude, the film was meticulously crafted to provide both spectacle and emotional resonance, emphasizing the recurring theme of family, a motif that has been central since the very first installment in 2001. The plot of Fast X is both a continuation and an escalation of the conflicts that have defined the franchise. At the heart of the narrative is Dominic Toretto, portrayed by Vin Diesel, a character whose devotion to his chosen family has been the emotional core of the series. Dom and his crew face their deadliest adversary yet, Dante Reyes, a character portrayed with intensity by Jason Momoa. Dante is the son of a powerful drug lord who was killed in previous installments, and he has spent years meticulously planning his revenge. The story thrusts Dom, his allies, and his extended family into a global chase that spans continents, with Dante's schemes threatening not only their lives but also the very essence of what Dom values most. Throughout the film, high-stakes action sequences are interwoven with moments of character development and moral dilemmas, showcasing the human side of these otherwise larger-than-life heroes. The narrative cleverly mixes thrilling set pieces, such as car chases through crowded European streets, daring heists, and explosive confrontations, with quieter, emotionally charged moments that explore trust, betrayal, and the bonds of family. Integral to the film's impact is its ensemble cast, which brings together both returning stars and new additions. Michelle Rodriguez reprises her role as Letty Ortiz, a resilient and skilled fighter whose loyalty to Dom is unwavering. Tyrese Gibson as Roman Pierce and Ludacris as Tej Parker provide both comic relief and crucial support in the team's efforts, maintaining the dynamic that has endeared these characters to audiences over the years. Jason Momoa's Dante Reyes adds a fresh intensity to the franchise, providing a formidable antagonist whose personal vendetta drives the plot forward with relentless tension. John Cena returns as Jacob Toretto, Dom's estranged brother, adding layers of family conflict and unresolved tension. Other notable cast members include Jordana Brewster as Mia Toretto, Natalie Emanuel as Ramsey, Sung Kang as Han Lu, Jason Statham as Deckard Shaw, Charlize Theron as Cypher, and Helen Mirren, who plays Magdalene, each contributing to the intricate web of alliances, rivalries, and personal stakes that define the movie's narrative. New faces such as Brie Larson and Alan Ritchson expand the universe, introducing characters with complex motives that blur the lines between ally and enemy. Production of Fast X was a logistical and creative feat. The decision to shoot across multiple countries required careful coordination to maintain continuity while showcasing iconic locations that would enhance the visual storytelling. From the sun-soaked streets of Rome to the urban chaos of London, each setting was chosen not only for its cinematic appeal but also for its symbolic resonance, reflecting the global reach of the narrative and the worldwide stakes of the character's mission. Director Louis Leterrier utilized cutting-edge cinematography and practical effects to create action sequences that were both visually spectacular and emotionally grounded. The inclusion of high-speed car stunts, intricate choreography, and explosions required meticulous planning and extensive rehearsals, ensuring that the film delivered the visceral thrills fans have come to expect. Composer Brian Tyler's musical score further elevates the tension and emotional impact of the film, weaving a sonic tapestry that complements the visual spectacle and deepens the audience's engagement with the story. The release of Fast X was a highly anticipated event, premiering in Rome on May 12, 2023, before its wide theatrical release in the United States on May 19, 2023. The timing was strategically planned to capitalize on the franchise's global fanbase, ensuring maximum visibility and box office potential. Upon release, the film was met with mixed critical reception. Critics praised the high-energy action sequences, the performances of key actors such as Vin Diesel and Jason Momoa, and the ambitious scope of the story. However, some reviews noted that the narrative could feel convoluted at times, with numerous characters and intersecting plotlines creating challenges for casual viewers to follow. Audience reception was generally positive, with fans expressing excitement over the return of beloved characters and the franchise's signature combination of adrenaline-fueled action and emotional stakes. Financially, the film performed well at the box office, grossing over $700 million worldwide, a testament to the enduring appeal of the Fast and Furious brand and the dedication of its fanbase. In addition to its narrative and production achievements, Fast X contains numerous elements that highlight the franchise's commitment to spectacle and innovation. Stunt sequences push the limits of physics while maintaining a sense of realism that keeps audiences engaged. Practical effects are combined with CGI in seamless ways, enhancing the immersion without overshadowing the human drama at the story's core. The film also introduces subtle references and Easter eggs that reward longtime fans, connecting events and characters from past installments to the current story arc. This interplay between nostalgia and new content is a defining characteristic of the franchise, ensuring that both old and new audiences find something to appreciate. Fast X also continues the franchise's exploration of themes such as loyalty, sacrifice, and the consequences of past actions. Dante Reyes embodies the idea that vengeance can span generations, creating ripple effects that impact multiple characters and locations. Dom's struggle to protect his family while confronting the consequences of prior decisions adds emotional weight to the story, reminding viewers that even in a world of extreme action and spectacle, human connections remain central. These thematic undercurrents give the film depth beyond its thrilling set pieces, making it not just an action movie but a story about the choices we make, the people we care about, and the legacy we leave behind. Overall, Fast X represents both a continuation and a transformation of the Fast and Furious franchise. It honors the series' history while introducing new challenges, characters, and locations that keep the narrative fresh and engaging. The combination of high-octane action, a sprawling ensemble cast, and emotionally resonant themes ensures that the film is both entertaining and meaningful, providing a cinematic experience that appeals to a global audience. With its ambitious scope, memorable performances, and intricate storytelling, Fast X solidifies its place as a landmark installment in one of the most successful action franchises of the 21st century, leaving fans eagerly anticipating the next chapter in the saga. Fast X, also known as Fast and Furious 10, is a 2023 American action film that serves as the 10th main installment in the globally renowned Fast and Furious franchise, continuing a saga that has captivated audiences for over 2 decades. Directed by Louis Leterrier, the film carries forward the high-octane storytelling, global locations, and adrenaline-pumping stunts that have become hallmarks of the series. The screenplay was developed by Dan Mazeau and Justin Lin, with story contributions from both writers and Zach Dean. From its inception, Fast X was envisioned as a massive international blockbuster, aiming to deliver the spectacle and emotional resonance fans expect while setting up the next stage of the franchise's narrative. The production of Fast X was a large-scale, multinational undertaking, involving several production companies including Original Film, One Race Films, Roth/Kirschenbaum Films, Perfect Storm Entertainment, and China Film Company, Limited. The film's budget was among the most expensive in the franchise's history, reflecting the elaborate stunts, extensive CGI, and diverse global locations featured throughout. Filming took place in multiple international cities including London, Rome, and Los Angeles, offering a cinematic canvas that blends modern urban landscapes with visually striking action set pieces. This global approach not only expands the story's scale but also underlines one of the franchise's central themes, the worldwide family and community that the protagonist, Dominic Toretto, navigates and protects. The story of Fast X follows Dominic Toretto, played by Vin Diesel, as he enjoys a moment of relative peace with his family and close friends. However, past actions come back to haunt him in the form of a new adversary, Dante Reyes, portrayed by Jason Momoa. Dante is revealed as the son of a past antagonist whom Dom's crew had defeated, and he harbors a deep desire for revenge. His vendetta is not only personal but global in scope, as he threatens the safety of Dom's entire family, including his young son and the people closest to him. The narrative unfolds across a range of international locations, combining intimate character-driven moments with massive set-piece sequences that include car chases, high-stakes confrontations, and large-scale explosions. Throughout the story, themes of loyalty, redemption, and familial bonds are explored, showing the ongoing tension between personal desires, past consequences, and the need to protect loved ones. The film's cast is a mix of long-standing franchise regulars and exciting new additions. Alongside Vin Diesel as Dominic Toretto, Michelle Rodriguez reprises her role as Letty Ortiz, Dom's partner and equal in both strength and loyalty. Tyrese Gibson returns as Roman Pierce, providing his signature comic relief and action support, while Chris Ludacris Bridges is back as Tej Parker, the tech-savvy, cool-headed member of the crew. Jordana Brewster continues as Mia Toretto, balancing her family responsibilities with the ongoing chaos that seems to follow Dom wherever he goes. Sung Kang reprises his role as Han Lu, bringing a calm and calculating presence to the team, while Natalie Emanuel returns as Ramsey, whose expertise in technology continues to be a critical asset. John Cena's Jacob Toretto, Dom's estranged brother, returns, adding a complex layer to the family dynamic. The villain, Dante Reyes, played by Jason Momoa, is portrayed as both charismatic and terrifying, a foil whose motivations are rooted in revenge and a desire to dismantle Dom's life. Other returning characters include Jason Statham as Deckard Shaw, Charlize Theron as Cypher, Helen Mirren as Magdalene, Queenie L. Manson Shaw, and Rita Moreno as Abuelita Toretto, the wise elder of the Toretto family. New characters such as Brie Larson as Tess, Alan Ritchson as Amaze, Daniela Melchior as Isabel, and Scott Eastwood as a crew member, inject fresh energy and dynamics into the story, ensuring that while the film honors its legacy, it also explores new directions and relationships. The plot of Fast X is built on tension, suspense, and escalating stakes. As Dom confronts Dante Reyes, the film explores the consequences of past conflicts, revealing how choices made in previous installments continue to reverberate. Dante is not simply seeking to defeat Dom physically but aims to destroy everything Dom has built, emotionally and strategically, targeting his family, allies, and global influence. The film interweaves numerous action sequences, including daring heists, intricate chases, explosive confrontations, and visually spectacular stunts that push the boundaries of realism and cinematic excitement. The narrative also delves into the psychological dimension of both heroes and villains, examining motivations, past traumas, and the intense bonds that define Dom's family. There is an undercurrent of tension and betrayal, as old alliances are tested and new ones are formed, highlighting the complexity of loyalty and trust within a team that operates under extreme circumstances. The cinematography and production design of Fast X elevate the film's epic scope. Each location is meticulously crafted to provide both authenticity and cinematic flair, from the crowded streets of Los Angeles to the historic catacombs of Rome. High-speed car chases are choreographed with precision, combining practical stunts with digital effects to deliver sequences that are both thrilling and believable. The film's music, composed by Brian Tyler, enhances the energy of these sequences, blending orchestral and electronic elements to match the pace and intensity of the action. Sound design plays a critical role as well, ensuring that every engine roar, explosion, and impact resonates with the audience, heightening the immersive experience of the film. Fast X premiered on May 12, 2023, in Rome, with a wide theatrical release following on May 19, 2023, across the United States and international markets. The film's runtime is approximately 141 minutes, providing ample space for both character development and large-scale action. Promotional campaigns included teaser trailers released in early 2023, showcasing a blend of explosive action, dramatic confrontations, and the continuing story of Dom's family against a formidable new enemy. The trailers effectively set the tone for the film, highlighting both its spectacle and emotional stakes, and generating anticipation among fans worldwide. The reception of Fast X was mixed among critics. Many praised the film for its thrilling action sequences, the performance of Jason Momoa as a menacing villain, and the continuation of beloved character arcs. Critics often highlighted the film's ability to balance high-stakes spectacle with emotional resonance, particularly in scenes involving Dom and his family. However, some critiques focused on aspects of the plot and dialogue, noting that the film occasionally relies on familiar tropes and formulaic storytelling inherent in long-running franchises. Despite these criticisms, the film performed strongly at the global box office, demonstrating the enduring appeal of the Fast and Furious brand and its ability to draw audiences across generations and geographies. Fast X stands as a significant installment in the Fast and Furious saga. It not only continues the story of Dominic Toretto and his global family but also reinforces the franchise's signature blend of action, humor, and emotional depth. By introducing new characters, revisiting old conflicts, and escalating the stakes to a global scale, the film positions itself as both a continuation and a pivotal turning point in the ongoing narrative. The themes of family, loyalty, and vengeance remain central, ensuring that the heart of the franchise beats strongly even amid spectacular visual storytelling and larger-than-life action sequences. As a cinematic experience, Fast X encapsulates the essence of the franchise, a celebration of camaraderie, resilience, and the high-octane thrills that have made the series a worldwide phenomenon. Fast X, also known as Fast and Furious 10, is a 2023 American action blockbuster and the 10th main installment in the long-running Fast and Furious franchise. Directed by Louis Leterrier, the film continues the high-octane saga of Dominic Toretto and his close-knit crew of skilled drivers, thieves, and fighters who operate on the edge of the law. With a screenplay by Dan Mazeau and Justin Lin, and a story developed alongside Zach Dean, the movie combines international espionage, revenge-driven narratives, and over-the-top vehicular stunts that have become hallmarks of the series. Produced by Original Film, One Race Films, Roth/Kirschenbaum Films, Perfect Storm Entertainment, and China Film Company, Limited, the movie represents one of the most expensive cinematic productions in Hollywood history, with a budget estimated between $340 million to $378.8 million. Its runtime is 141 minutes, and it was made in English, with the United States as its country of origin. This installment retains the franchise's signature themes of loyalty, family, and adrenaline-fueled action, while elevating the stakes by introducing a villain with deeply personal motives that threaten the core of Dom's family. The plot of Fast X is centered around vengeance and high-stakes conflict on a global scale. The story introduces Dante Reyes, the son of Hernan Reyes, a drug lord who was defeated in earlier films by Dom and his crew. Dante, portrayed by Jason Momoa, has spent 12 years meticulously planning revenge against the Toretto family. His vendetta is not just a matter of retribution, it is deeply personal, targeting Dom and his loved ones. The narrative takes the crew across multiple continents, from the catacombs of Rome to sprawling urban landscapes in Brazil and Europe, weaving a tale that combines heists, car chases, espionage, and life-or-death confrontations. The tension escalates when Dante's ultimate target is revealed to be Dom's young son, forcing the protagonist and his allies to confront threats not only to their freedom but to their most intimate and cherished bonds. Along the journey, old allies and past enemies resurface, complicating loyalties and decisions, while new characters bring both assistance and unforeseen challenges. The film, true to franchise form, balances high-speed action with emotional beats, emphasizing that the bonds of family are both the crew's greatest strength and its greatest vulnerability. The cast of Fast X features a combination of returning stars and new additions that enrich the narrative and expand the cinematic universe. Vin Diesel reprises his iconic role as Dominic "Dom" Toretto, the unflinching leader whose sense of family anchors the story. Michelle Rodriguez returns as Letty Ortiz, Dom's partner in both romance and crime, whose skills and loyalty remain crucial to the team's operations. Tyrese Gibson portrays Roman Pierce, adding his trademark humor and heart to the mix, while Ludacris returns as Tej Parker, the crew's tech-savvy strategist. Sung Kang reprises Han Lu, whose calm demeanor and formidable driving skills make him a key operative. Natalie Emanuel continues as Ramsey, the technological genius whose abilities often tip the scales in the crew's favor. Jordana Brewster plays Mia Toretto, Dom's sister, contributing both emotional depth and tactical support. John Cena returns as Jacob Toretto, Dom's estranged brother, whose complicated past adds tension and intrigue. The film also introduces formidable new characters, including Jason Momoa as the antagonist Dante Reyes, whose presence drives the central conflict. Brie Larson plays Tess, an operative linked to a shadowy organization known as the Agency, while Alan Ritchson portrays Amaze, the agency's enigmatic leader whose true intentions remain uncertain. Daniela Melchior joins as Isabel Neves, a character entwined with Dom's history, and Scott Eastwood returns in a supporting role as Little Nobody. Legendary actors Charlize Theron and Helen Mirren reprise roles from previous installments, adding gravitas and continuity to the sprawling ensemble. Rita Moreno also appears as Abuelita Toretto, expanding the family lineage and providing both warmth and narrative significance. The expansive cast reflects the franchise's tendency to interweave old and new characters, creating a rich tapestry of relationships, conflicts, and alliances. Production of Fast X faced unique challenges and high expectations. Originally, Justin Lin was slated to direct, having previously contributed extensively to the franchise, but he stepped down due to creative differences in April 2022. Louis Leterrier stepped in to take the helm, bringing his experience with large-scale action productions to ensure the film maintained the visual spectacle and narrative momentum fans expect. Filming took place across diverse locations, including urban centers, historic European settings, and remote international locales, allowing the story to unfold on a truly global scale. The film's enormous budget reflects the ambition of its creators, encompassing elaborate stunts, advanced CGI, large set pieces, and logistical coordination for a cast and crew spanning multiple continents. The production team aimed to push the boundaries of action filmmaking, combining practical car stunts with visual effects to create sequences that are both thrilling and visually impressive, while maintaining the emotional core centered on Dom's family. Fast X premiered in Rome on May 12, 2023, before its wide theatrical release in the United States on May 19, 2023. The film's distribution strategy leveraged the franchise's international appeal, with simultaneous releases in multiple countries to maximize audience engagement. Following its theatrical run, the film became available for streaming and video on demand on June 9, 2023, and later on 4K Ultra HD, Blu-ray, and DVD, ensuring accessibility for a global audience. The official trailer, released months prior to the premiere, showcased high-speed car chases, explosive action sequences, and glimpses of the film's central villain, generating significant excitement and anticipation among fans worldwide. Marketing efforts emphasized both continuity with previous films and the introduction of new characters and narrative stakes, reinforcing the themes of family and vengeance that drive the story. Financially, Fast X achieved impressive box office results, grossing approximately $714.4 million worldwide, highlighting both the franchise's enduring popularity and the global appetite for high-budget action films. While the budget positioned it among the most expensive films ever produced, the commercial performance demonstrated the franchise's ability to attract large audiences despite market competition and changing viewing habits. Critical reception highlighted the film's spectacular stunts, engaging ensemble cast, and emotional moments centered on Dom's family, though some reviewers noted the story's complexity and reliance on established franchise tropes. Fans, however, praised the film for maintaining the adrenaline-fueled excitement and sense of camaraderie that define the Fast and Furious experience. Beyond its narrative and commercial aspects, Fast X continues to reinforce the cultural significance of the Fast and Furious franchise. Themes of loyalty, family, and personal honor resonate across diverse global audiences, while the series' emphasis on action, technology, and high-performance vehicles has influenced contemporary action cinema. The film also exemplifies Hollywood's commitment to global storytelling, with multi-location filming, cross-cultural casting, and narratives that appeal to international viewers. In addition, Fast X sets the stage for the final chapter of the main saga, promising a continuation of storylines, unresolved conflicts, and further character development in future installments. By blending spectacle with emotional stakes, Fast X exemplifies the franchise's formula for combining blockbuster entertainment with compelling character-driven storytelling. In conclusion, Fast X is more than just a car chase movie, it is a culmination of over 2 decades of storytelling, character evolution, and cinematic ambition. Its intricate plot, high-profile cast, expansive production scale, and global distribution reflect the ambitions of the franchise to deliver both thrilling action and meaningful emotional narratives. As part of the Fast and Furious saga, Fast X maintains the core themes of family, loyalty, and courage under pressure, while introducing new characters and conflicts that expand the franchise's universe. With its remarkable stunts, international settings, and personal stakes, the film represents a major milestone in contemporary action cinema, balancing spectacle with storytelling, and paving the way for future chapters in the legendary saga of Dominic Toretto and his family. Fast X, also known as Fast and Furious 10, is a high-octane American action film released in 2023 and represents the 10th main installment in the globally popular Fast and Furious franchise. The film continues the saga of Dominic Toretto and his extended family, weaving together themes of loyalty, revenge, and high-stakes action on a global scale. Directed by Louis Leterrier, who stepped in after original director Justin Lin departed due to creative differences, Fast X brings together a screenplay crafted by Dan Mazeau and Justin Lin, with story contributions from Zach Dean. It is produced by a combination of major production houses including Original Film and One Race Films. Fast X was shot primarily in English, with production spanning multiple international locations such as Los Angeles, Rome, Turin, Lisbon, and London, reflecting the franchise's characteristic globe-trotting narrative style. The film runs approximately 141 minutes and boasts one of the highest production budgets in cinematic history, estimated at around $378.8 million, signaling the studio's commitment to delivering unprecedented spectacle. The storyline of Fast X revolves around Dom Toretto, played by Vin Diesel, and his tightly knit family, who are once again drawn into a battle against a formidable antagonist with deeply personal motivations. The primary villain of the film is Dante Reyes, portrayed by Jason Momoa, whose father was killed by Dom and his crew in a prior chapter of the franchise. Over the span of 12 years, Dante meticulously plots revenge, targeting Dom's entire family and orchestrating a series of threats that span continents. This vendetta escalates when Dom realizes that Dante's ultimate objective is his 8-year-old son, turning the conflict from a conventional battle into a deeply personal confrontation. Fast X delivers on the franchise's hallmark elements, including elaborate car chases, daring stunts, and action sequences that span urban streets, remote locales, and even extreme environments such as icy terrains, ensuring a relentless narrative pace. The cast of Fast X combines legacy characters, fan favorites, and exciting new faces to create a dynamic ensemble. Vin Diesel reprises his role as Dominic Toretto, leading the charge alongside Michelle Rodriguez as Letty Ortiz, Tyrese Gibson as Roman Pierce, and Chris "Ludacris" Bridges as Tej Parker. Returning characters include Jordana Brewster as Mia Toretto, Natalie Emanuel as Ramsey, Sung Kang as Han Lu, and Jason Statham as Deckard Shaw. John Cena returns as Jacob Toretto, Dom's brother, introducing a compelling family dynamic that adds tension and emotional stakes to the story. New additions to the franchise include Jason Momoa as Dante Reyes, the central villain, Brie Larson as Tess, a new character whose role introduces further intrigue, and established stars such as Charlize Theron and Helen Mirren, who enhance the narrative with their supporting performances. The combination of established and new characters allows Fast X to honor the legacy of the franchise while simultaneously expanding its universe with fresh storylines and interactions. The production of Fast X was an ambitious endeavor, reflecting the franchise's global appeal and high standards for action filmmaking. Filming began in April 2022, with crews navigating international cities and complex stunt sequences. The change in directors during production did not deter the filmmakers, who continued to emphasize practical stunts, cutting-edge visual effects, and large-scale set pieces to deliver a cinematic spectacle. The film's trailer, released in February 2023, teased audiences with breathtaking sequences and heightened tension, emphasizing the theme of vengeance and the enduring importance of family within the narrative. Universal Pictures marketed Fast X extensively, employing both traditional and digital campaigns to reach audiences worldwide, and positioning the film as a pivotal chapter that sets up the finale of the long-running saga. Fast X premiered globally in Rome, Italy, on May 12, 2023, before rolling out widely in theaters, including the United States, on May 19, 2023. The film's release strategy emphasized its international appeal, with targeted promotions in key markets such as Europe, Asia, and Latin America. Upon release, Fast X achieved significant box office success, grossing approximately $714.4 million worldwide. This impressive figure, when compared to its production budget, demonstrates the franchise's continued commercial viability and its capacity to attract a diverse, global audience. Despite mixed critical reviews, which often cited narrative complexity and plot inconsistencies, audiences praised the film's action sequences, character interactions, and the dynamic performance of Jason Momoa as the villain. The film successfully balanced high-octane spectacle with emotional stakes, reinforcing the core themes that have defined the franchise for over 2 decades. In terms of reception, Fast X received a mix of acclaim and criticism. Critics highlighted the exceptional action choreography, practical stunts, and visually striking cinematography as key strengths, noting that the film delivered exactly what fans of the series expect: thrilling car sequences, explosive set pieces, and moments of tension that keep viewers engaged from start to finish. On the other hand, some reviews criticized the film's pacing, convoluted plot, and the challenge of balancing a large ensemble cast, suggesting that the story sometimes struggled to maintain coherence amid the spectacle. Nevertheless, the performances of the main cast, particularly Vin Diesel, Michelle Rodriguez, and Jason Momoa, were widely praised, providing emotional grounding to an otherwise adrenaline-driven narrative. The film also teased the next chapter of the franchise, signaling that the story of Dom Toretto and his family is not yet complete, and setting the stage for future installments that promise to deliver even greater stakes and expanded global action. Fast X, with its ambitious production, star-studded cast, and worldwide release strategy, exemplifies the enduring appeal of the Fast and Furious franchise. It combines traditional elements that have made the series a cultural phenomenon, such as themes of family, loyalty, and redemption, with modern cinematic techniques, practical stunts, and international settings to create a contemporary action epic. The film's global reach, both in terms of narrative and box office performance, underscores the franchise's ability to resonate with audiences across diverse cultures and demographics. Ultimately, Fast X is not only a continuation of a beloved series but also a celebration of its legacy, blending emotional stakes, high-speed thrills, and larger-than-life action sequences into a single, cohesive cinematic experience. It sets the stage for the franchise's concluding chapters, promising audiences even more thrilling adventures, character arcs, and action spectacles in the future, while reaffirming the central idea that in the world of Fast and Furious, family is always at the heart of the story. Fast X truly distinguishes itself within the Fast and Furious franchise by pushing the limits of action filmmaking, blending practical stunts with cutting-edge CGI, and integrating globe-spanning locales that enhance the visual storytelling. One of the most notable sequences occurs in Rome, Italy, where Dominic Toretto and his team are forced into a high-stakes pursuit across the city's ancient streets. The filmmakers meticulously choreographed these sequences to balance realism with cinematic flair. Classic Roman architecture, tight alleyways, and cobblestone streets serve as both a visual feast and a logistical challenge for the stunts. High-speed cars weave through narrow passages, leaping over barricades and evading enemies with precision timing. The coordination between stunt drivers, camera crews, and visual effects teams required weeks of preparation to ensure safety while preserving the adrenaline-fueled intensity that fans expect. These sequences are more than just spectacle. They illustrate the franchise's hallmark theme of family, as every maneuver emphasizes trust, teamwork, and the collective ingenuity of Dom's crew. The film also explores more intimate settings to develop character arcs. In quieter moments between the explosive action, Fast X delves into the personal relationships among the team. Letty Ortiz, played by Michelle Rodriguez, grapples with the moral complexities of constantly risking her life, reflecting on what it means to protect those she loves. Similarly, Roman Pierce, portrayed by Tyrese Gibson, provides not only comic relief but also insight into the emotional stakes of the journey. His humorous asides serve to humanize the tension, offering audiences a balance between the gravity of the conflict and moments of levity. Tej Parker, played by Ludacris, demonstrates the essential role of technology and innovation in modern action storytelling. His ability to hack systems, analyze logistics, and improvise solutions under pressure underscores the increasingly sophisticated nature of the team's operations. These character-driven elements give Fast X a narrative depth that extends beyond pure visual spectacle. Jason Momoa's introduction as Dante Reyes brings a compelling layer to the film's villainy. Unlike earlier antagonists in the franchise, Dante is motivated not by greed or power alone but by deeply personal revenge. His meticulous planning, charisma, and physical prowess position him as a formidable threat, challenging Dom not just in combat but in moral resolve. Momoa's performance has been widely praised for its intensity and nuance, portraying a villain whose motives are understandable, even if morally questionable. This humanization of the antagonist allows the story to explore themes of legacy, vengeance, and the long shadow cast by past actions. By making Dante's motivations rooted in history, Fast X ensures that the conflict is more than superficial, it is emotionally charged and narratively cohesive. John Cena's return as Jacob Toretto introduces additional layers of complexity to the narrative. His character embodies both familial tension and the theme of redemption. Throughout Fast X, Jacob's interactions with Dom oscillate between confrontation and reluctant cooperation, reflecting the long-standing conflicts and eventual reconciliation that are central to the franchise's identity. The dynamic between Dom and Jacob illustrates the struggle of balancing personal loyalties with greater moral responsibilities, emphasizing that even in a world dominated by speed, power, and spectacle, human relationships remain at the story's core. In addition to its character development, Fast X is notable for its international scope. Filming in multiple countries added authenticity and grandeur to the narrative. In Lisbon, Portugal, high-speed chases unfold along coastal roads and bridges, offering breathtaking cinematic views while providing a playground for inventive vehicular stunts. London's urban environment allows for close-quarters combat and chase sequences through dense city streets, creating tension through spatial restriction. These locations are not mere backdrops, they are integrated into the narrative, influencing strategy, decision-making, and the pacing of action. Each setting contributes to the global scale of the story, reinforcing the idea that Dom's conflicts extend far beyond local concerns and that the consequences of his actions ripple across continents. The production team's attention to detail is evident in the vehicles themselves. Fast X features a diverse range of cars, from classic muscle cars to state-of-the-art supercars, each customized for specific stunts. Engineers and designers worked closely with stunt coordinators to ensure that vehicles could withstand extreme maneuvers, high-speed collisions, and dramatic aerial jumps. The integration of practical effects with CGI ensured that stunts appeared both spectacular and believable. Moreover, the vehicles themselves serve as narrative tools, representing the characters' personalities, ingenuity, and emotional connections to their past adventures. Dom's iconic Dodge Charger, for example, is more than a car, it is a symbol of his legacy, resilience, and dedication to family. Cinematography in Fast X plays a crucial role in creating the film's immersive experience. Advanced camera rigs, drones, and aerial shots capture sweeping landscapes, intricate urban layouts, and heart-stopping stunts from multiple perspectives. Slow-motion sequences highlight moments of tension and human emotion, while rapid cuts maintain the kinetic energy of chases and combat. Lighting and color grading are carefully applied to match the mood of each scene, whether it be the sunlit streets of Rome or the shadowy corridors of a hidden enemy base. The visual style reinforces narrative themes, emphasizing contrast between personal intimacy and the vast, dangerous world in which the characters operate. Music and sound design further enhance Fast X's storytelling. The soundtrack blends contemporary tracks with intense orchestral scores, synchronizing with the pacing of action sequences to heighten suspense and excitement. Sound effects, from roaring engines to explosive collisions, are layered to create a sense of realism and urgency. Dialogue is carefully mixed to ensure clarity amidst chaos, allowing emotional beats and character interactions to resonate even during large-scale sequences. The audio design, in concert with visual storytelling, immerses audiences fully, reinforcing the franchise's signature combination of spectacle and emotional engagement. Thematically, Fast X continues to explore the idea of family, not merely as a literal group of characters but as a principle that guides decisions, loyalty, and morality. Dom's commitment to his team and loved ones drives the plot and motivates his choices, even when the odds are insurmountable. The narrative examines the consequences of past actions, the burden of legacy, and the moral dilemmas faced by individuals who must balance personal desires with collective responsibility. Through Dante Reyes and other antagonists, the story also interrogates the destructive potential of vengeance and obsession, illustrating that unresolved conflicts can reverberate across generations. Fast X's reception reflects both its achievements and the challenges inherent in long-running franchises. Box office results were robust, with global earnings exceeding $700 million, confirming the continued commercial viability of the series. Audience reception emphasized satisfaction with action sequences, returning characters, and the expanded universe, while critics highlighted narrative complexity and the difficulty of balancing a large ensemble. Nevertheless, the film successfully reinforced the franchise's identity, offering spectacle, emotional depth, and continuity for longtime fans. The production of Fast X was a marvel of modern filmmaking, not only in terms of scale but also in the level of technical precision required to bring the film's ambitious action sequences to life. With a reported budget of nearly $379 million, the filmmakers spared no expense in crafting a visual and auditory experience that would match the franchise's reputation for over-the-top action and globe-spanning adventures. The logistical challenges were immense, particularly given the number of international locations, which included Rome, London, Los Angeles, and multiple other sites across Europe and South America. Each location required careful coordination with local authorities, set designers, stunt coordinators, and safety personnel to ensure that the filming could proceed smoothly while accommodating the intricate car chases, explosions, and high-risk stunts that define the series. Beyond the physical logistics, the production also had to maintain continuity with the broader Fast and Furious universe, ensuring that characters' arcs, relationships, and backstories remained consistent even as new narrative threads were introduced. One of the defining aspects of Fast X is its ensemble cast, which represents a blend of franchise veterans and new faces, each contributing a unique energy to the film. Vin Diesel's Dominic Toretto continues to anchor the narrative with his unshakable dedication to family and his moral code, which, despite being tested repeatedly, remains the emotional center of the story. Michelle Rodriguez's Letty Ortiz serves as a formidable partner, combining intelligence, combat skills, and unwavering loyalty to Dom. The chemistry between Diesel and Rodriguez is a recurring highlight, providing both emotional depth and tension as the story unfolds. Tyrese Gibson and Ludacris provide comic relief and narrative continuity as Roman Pierce and Tej Parker, characters who have grown alongside the series and whose humor and ingenuity often tip the balance in the crew's favor. Jason Momoa's introduction as Dante Reyes adds a new layer of menace and charisma. His character's intelligence, ruthlessness, and deeply personal vendetta drive the film's conflict and create stakes that are genuinely dangerous for the heroes. John Cena's portrayal of Jacob Toretto, Dom's estranged brother, adds further complexity to the narrative. The sibling dynamic introduces themes of rivalry, betrayal, and the possibility of reconciliation, which are explored through emotionally charged confrontations and moral dilemmas. Jacob's presence is more than just an action foil, he embodies the emotional consequences of Dom's past decisions and the tension between blood ties and chosen family. Supporting roles, such as Jordana Brewster's Mia Toretto and Natalie Emanuel's Ramsey, provide grounding for the narrative, offering moments of strategic planning, moral guidance, and emotional resonance. Sung Kang's Han Lu, Jason Statham's Deckard Shaw, Charlize Theron's Cypher, and Helen Mirren's Magdalene round out a cast whose interlocking relationships and history with the franchise add layers of tension, intrigue, and drama. New additions such as Brie Larson, Alan Ritchson, and Daniela Melchior introduce fresh narrative possibilities, expanding the global scale of the story and creating new dynamics for the existing characters to navigate. The action sequences in Fast X are nothing short of cinematic spectacles, combining practical stunts, CGI enhancements, and innovative camera techniques to create moments of genuine thrill. High-speed car chases remain the backbone of the franchise, but in this installment, they are executed with unprecedented complexity. From tight urban streets in Rome to expansive highways and precarious cliffside roads, each chase is meticulously storyboarded and choreographed to maintain both realism and spectacle. Explosions, vehicular maneuvers, and hand-to-hand combat are integrated seamlessly, often occurring simultaneously to heighten tension and maintain narrative momentum. The stunt coordinators employed advanced rigging, custom-built vehicles, and cutting-edge safety equipment to allow actors to participate in sequences that would have been impossible in earlier decades, blurring the line between performance and genuine action. Notably, the film emphasizes practical effects over CGI whenever possible, maintaining the visceral impact of explosions, car flips, and crashes in ways that feel tangible to audiences. Music and sound design play a critical role in enhancing the intensity of Fast X. Composer Brian Tyler returns to provide a score that combines orchestral grandeur with modern electronic beats, mirroring the energy of the action and the emotional depth of the narrative. The soundtrack includes high-tempo tracks for chase sequences, suspenseful motifs for moments of tension, and emotional cues for family-driven scenes, creating a dynamic auditory landscape that supports the storytelling. Sound design, from engine roars to the subtle creak of a vehicle on the edge of collapse, heightens the realism and excitement, ensuring that audiences feel immersed in every high-stakes scenario. Marketing for Fast X was a global campaign, reflecting the franchise's international appeal. Official trailers were released months ahead of the premiere, strategically showcasing key action sequences, character dynamics, and moments of dramatic tension without revealing major plot points. Promotional partnerships with automotive brands, merchandise tie-ins, and interactive fan experiences were leveraged to generate excitement and anticipation. The film's premiere in Rome was a high-profile event, attended by principal cast members, directors, and global media, setting the stage for the wide theatrical release. Social media campaigns, behind-the-scenes clips, and interviews with cast and crew allowed fans to engage with the film's production and characters, creating a sense of community and participation around the release. Behind the scenes, Fast X faced numerous challenges and creative decisions that shaped the final product. The replacement of director Justin Lin with Louis Leterrier required adjustments to shooting schedules, stylistic direction, and coordination with the established franchise canon. Leterrier brought a distinct visual style, emphasizing kinetic camera movements and heightened realism in stunts, while retaining the emotional core of the narrative. Coordinating such a large ensemble cast, many of whom had conflicting schedules due to other projects, required meticulous planning and flexibility, highlighting the logistical complexity of modern blockbuster filmmaking. Despite these challenges, the production successfully delivered a cohesive and thrilling film that balances spectacle with character-driven storytelling. The cultural impact of Fast X is multifaceted. Beyond its financial success and status as a global blockbuster, the film reinforces the franchise's emphasis on themes of family, loyalty, and resilience. The narrative acknowledges the consequences of past actions while celebrating the strength of chosen bonds and community. Through diverse international settings and characters from varied backgrounds, the film underscores the universal appeal of these themes, resonating with audiences across cultural and geographic boundaries. Moreover, Fast X continues to influence the action genre, setting new standards for practical stunt work, ensemble storytelling, and the integration of emotional stakes within high-octane narratives. Its legacy is likely to inform future installments and inspire filmmakers seeking to balance spectacle with meaningful storytelling. Fast X, building on the legacy of the Fast and Furious franchise, elevates both the scale of action and the emotional stakes by intertwining the story of high-octane street racing with a deeply personal vendetta that threatens the Toretto family. The film's narrative opens with a sense of foreboding. The world believes the Toretto crew has resolved past conflicts, yet the consequences of their earlier actions reverberate in unexpected ways. Hernan Reyes, the drug lord defeated in previous films, may be gone, but his son, Dante Reyes, is very much alive and harboring a vendetta. Dante's meticulous preparation for revenge over a 12-year period is a testament to the franchise's enduring theme that past actions always have consequences, no matter how far the characters think they have moved on. As the movie unfolds, the tension is palpable from the first scene, where subtle foreshadowing hints at the storm to come. The cinematography emphasizes contrasts between calm, intimate family moments and explosive, chaotic action sequences, illustrating the dual nature of Dom's life, one rooted in love, loyalty, and family, and the other dictated by danger, crime, and constant pursuit. The opening sequences are visually and narratively striking, establishing Dante as a formidable antagonist whose intellect and resources rival those of Dom and his crew. His characterization is not just that of a villain seeking revenge but also of a strategic mind who understands the psychological vulnerabilities of his targets. This adds layers to the film's storytelling. The conflict is no longer merely physical but deeply psychological, as Dante orchestrates events designed to undermine trust and destabilize the bonds of family that Dom holds sacred. Through this lens, every high-speed chase, every explosive confrontation, and every daring heist is charged with personal stakes. The franchise's signature vehicular stunts are elevated in Fast X, with sequences that include precision driving in extreme conditions, large-scale destruction that tests the crew's ingenuity, and the introduction of international environments that challenge traditional street racing tropes. Scenes in the catacombs of Rome, for example, fuse history and modern action, with the crew navigating tight corridors while evading Dante's forces, blending suspense with breathtaking visuals. Similarly, chase sequences in urban centers and remote highways are choreographed with meticulous attention to detail, ensuring that every maneuver, crash, and narrow escape feels both thrilling and realistic within the franchise's stylized universe. Character development remains at the core of Fast X, ensuring that the emotional stakes are as high as the physical ones. Dom's role as the anchor of the family is more pronounced than ever, his internal struggle highlighted by moments of vulnerability, introspection, and moral decision-making. Letty's unwavering loyalty serves as both an emotional counterbalance and a tactical asset. Her combat skills, strategic thinking, and ability to anticipate threats make her an indispensable partner. Roman Pierce continues to provide levity and humor, yet moments of danger reveal his courage and loyalty, reinforcing the notion that the crew's strength lies in their unity. Tej Parker's technical expertise is showcased in sequences involving hacking, vehicle modification, and tactical planning, demonstrating how intellect complements physical skill in the crew's operations. Han Lu's calm demeanor and precise decision-making bring a level of strategic sophistication, while Ramsey's ingenuity in technology adds modern relevance to the team's capabilities. Mia Toretto embodies familial grounding, balancing the chaos around her with steadfast support for Dom and the next generation of the Toretto family. Jacob Toretto's presence introduces internal tension, as unresolved conflicts from the past intersect with the present, highlighting the theme that family is not only about loyalty but also about reconciliation and confronting personal history. Dante Reyes, as portrayed by Jason Momoa, embodies a rare combination of charm, menace, and strategic brilliance, making him one of the most compelling antagonists in the franchise. His motivation is not driven by mindless malice but by a calculated desire to settle scores and assert dominance, creating a nuanced portrayal of villainy that is both relatable and terrifying. Brie Larson's character, Tess, and Alan Ritchson's Amaze expand the narrative universe, introducing organizations, agendas, and alliances that add complexity to the story. Their presence underscores the franchise's evolution from street racing to global-scale intrigue, with multiple factions, secret agendas, and unpredictable outcomes. Isabel Neves, portrayed by Daniela Melchior, adds depth to Dom's past, her interactions revealing hidden facets of his history and decision-making, while Scott Eastwood's Little Nobody contributes both skill and humor, reinforcing the idea that every member of the extended family plays a vital role in high-stakes operations. Veteran actors Charlize Theron and Helen Mirren return to provide gravitas and continuity, while Rita Moreno's portrayal of Abuelita Toretto infuses warmth, wisdom, and historical context, reminding audiences that family spans generations, and every action has echoes across time. The production of Fast X was an ambitious undertaking, requiring intricate coordination across continents, hundreds of crew members, and hundreds of practical and digital effects. Filming locations were chosen not only for aesthetic value but for narrative resonance, emphasizing the global stakes and the interconnectedness of the Toretto family's world. Each location is more than a backdrop, it is a character in itself, influencing the story, shaping the action, and amplifying tension. Practical stunts were executed with precision, often involving synchronized choreography between vehicles, pyrotechnics, and camera crews to capture a sense of immediacy and realism. CGI was seamlessly integrated to enhance scale, simulate impossible maneuvers, and ensure safety without compromising spectacle. The transition between intimate family scenes and high-octane action sequences is carefully managed, creating a rhythm that maintains audience engagement while emphasizing the thematic core of the story. The lengths one will go to protect family. The release of Fast X in Rome on May 12, 2023, followed by a global theatrical rollout, exemplifies the franchise's international appeal. Marketing efforts highlighted both the continuity of beloved characters and the excitement of new threats, with trailers teasing explosive action, dramatic confrontations, and emotional moments that resonate with audiences. Box office performance, with approximately $714.4 million in global revenue, reflects not only the draw of the franchise but also the successful integration of spectacle, story, and star power. Critical reception recognized the film's ability to maintain franchise identity while pushing boundaries, praising stunts, visuals, and performances, while noting that the sprawling plot can challenge viewers unfamiliar with prior entries. The film's deeper significance lies in its continued exploration of loyalty, family, and consequence. Every action, from small gestures to world-altering heists, is contextualized within the Toretto family dynamic, emphasizing that personal choices ripple outward, affecting friends, enemies, and the next generation. Themes of reconciliation, vengeance, and moral responsibility are interwoven with thrilling action, creating a narrative that balances entertainment with emotional resonance. The film's global settings, technological integration, and multi-layered character arcs demonstrate the franchise's adaptability and its capacity to evolve with audience expectations, while remaining grounded in the central principle that family is paramount. The production of Fast X was a monumental endeavor, reflecting both the scale of modern blockbuster filmmaking and the ambition of the Fast and Furious franchise to continuously evolve while remaining true to its core themes. The film's pre-production phase involved extensive planning, coordination, and scouting of international locations to ensure that each sequence could deliver both visual impact and narrative coherence. Filming in multiple countries introduced logistical challenges, requiring careful scheduling, local permits, and collaboration with international crews. For instance, shooting in Rome involved coordination with local authorities to close off streets, manage traffic, and ensure public safety during high-speed chases through historically significant areas. Similarly, Lisbon and London required delicate planning to film elaborate car sequences without disrupting daily urban life, while still maintaining authenticity and cinematic flair. Each location was chosen not just for aesthetics but for how it could enhance the story and reflect the global stakes that Dom and his family face. The supporting cast played an essential role in shaping the story and adding layers to the central narrative. Daniela Melchior, portraying Isabel, brings nuance to the ensemble, balancing moments of vulnerability with strategic insight. Alan Ritchson's amaze contributes to the film's action-driven sequences, engaging in stunts that heighten tension and showcase physical prowess. Brie Larson as Tess adds depth, embodying intelligence and moral conflict within the high-octane environment. Helen Mirren's portrayal of Magdalene, Queenie, Elle Manson Shaw adds gravitas and a sense of history, linking past franchise events to current conflicts. Charlize Theron returns as Cypher, the mastermind cybervillain, whose manipulations serve as a critical subplot, adding a layer of technological intrigue and raising the stakes for Dom's team. Rita Moreno's presence as Abuelita Toretto grounds the narrative emotionally, providing moments of warmth and familial bonding that contrast with the film's relentless action. Each supporting actor contributes to both the story's emotional resonance and its physical spectacle, ensuring that Fast X is more than just an action film, it is a story about human connections under extreme circumstances. One of the most notable aspects of Fast X is the sheer ambition of its action sequences. The filmmakers sought to surpass the scale of previous installments, introducing stunts and set pieces that push the boundaries of what is possible in live-action filmmaking. For example, the Lisbon Bridge sequence combines precision driving, high-speed jumps, and complex coordination between multiple vehicles simultaneously. Practical effects were prioritized whenever possible, with real cars, ramps, and explosives employed to maintain authenticity. CGI was used to enhance these sequences, but never as a replacement for the tangible intensity of practical stunts. In addition to vehicular sequences, Fast X features hand-to-hand combat, rooftop chases, and dramatic confrontations involving helicopters, trains, and specialized machinery. Each of these set pieces is meticulously storyboarded, ensuring that narrative clarity is preserved even amid chaos and rapid movement. The creative team behind Fast X invested significant effort into crafting sequences that are emotionally meaningful as well as visually spectacular. The climactic confrontation between Dom and Dante, for instance, is designed not only as a physical battle but as a symbolic collision of past and present. The fight is staged across multiple environments, including a sprawling cliffside, underground tunnels, and abandoned industrial zones, reflecting the journey of both characters and the magnitude of their conflict. By interweaving action with emotional stakes, the film ensures that every stunt contributes to character development and narrative progression, rather than functioning merely as spectacle. In addition to action, Fast X explores technological themes and the role of innovation in modern crime and law enforcement. Tej Parker's expertise highlights the growing intersection between technology and traditional action sequences, with hacking, surveillance, and digital countermeasures playing a critical role in the plot. These elements reflect the franchise's evolution from simple street racing to complex global operations, acknowledging the contemporary reality that high-stakes conflicts are increasingly intertwined with digital tools. The film also examines the ethical dilemmas associated with technology, as characters navigate questions of privacy, surveillance, and moral responsibility while executing life-or-death missions. Fast X places a strong emphasis on continuity, integrating threads and characters from previous installments in meaningful ways. Han Lu's return, for instance, ties the current narrative to past storylines, creating a sense of legacy and history. Characters such as Deckard Shaw and Cypher further link the film to broader arcs, rewarding longtime fans with references, Easter eggs, and resolutions to lingering storylines. These narrative choices are deliberate, reflecting the franchise's recognition of its devoted audience and the importance of maintaining a coherent universe despite the passage of time and the addition of new characters. Cinematography continues to play a crucial role in enhancing both action and storytelling. Fast X employs an array of techniques, including drone shots, gimbals, and long tracking sequences, to immerse the audience in the world of Dom and his family. The use of practical locations, combined with dynamic camera movements, creates a sense of immediacy and realism, allowing viewers to experience the tension and excitement as if they were part of the chase. Lighting is used strategically to underscore mood, whether highlighting the cold isolation of an enemy stronghold or the warm intimacy of a family gathering. Color grading and post-production effects are applied to maintain visual consistency across the diverse filming locations, reinforcing the film's global scope. Sound design and music in Fast X further amplify the cinematic experience. Explosive sound effects, engine roars, and environmental ambience are layered to create an immersive audio landscape. The score blends orchestral intensity with modern electronic elements, mirroring the film's combination of traditional stunt spectacle and contemporary technological themes. Key musical moments underscore emotional beats, enhancing the impact of character interactions, revelations, and climactic confrontations. Dialogue clarity is carefully maintained, ensuring that audiences can follow complex plot developments and character motivations even amidst high-energy sequences. Thematically, Fast X delves into the complexities of loyalty, vengeance, and moral responsibility. Dom's commitment to his family drives the narrative, but the film also explores the consequences of past actions, showing how unresolved conflicts and decisions from earlier installments continue to shape the present. Dante Reyes embodies the destructive potential of obsession and revenge, illustrating the danger of allowing past grievances to dictate present behavior. The interactions between Dom, Jacob, and other key characters highlight the challenges of reconciling personal loyalty with ethical obligations, emphasizing that choices have consequences beyond immediate survival or victory. This exploration of morality and human connection distinguishes Fast X from many traditional action films, providing emotional resonance alongside adrenaline-fueled spectacle. From the opening sequence of Fast X, the audience is immediately thrust into a high-stakes scenario that sets the tone for the entire film. The story begins with a tense chase through the bustling streets of Los Angeles, showcasing Dominic Toretto and his crew attempting to intercept a high-value target tied to Dante Reyes' operations. The city is depicted with a cinematic vibrancy, from sunlit avenues to shadowed alleyways, highlighting both the urban chaos and the precision required for Dom's tactical maneuvers. The sequence blends practical stunts with CGI enhancements, featuring cars narrowly missing obstacles, explosions timed to perfection, and dynamic camera angles that immerse viewers in the urgency of the pursuit. This opening establishes Dante Reyes as a cunning antagonist, a figure whose intelligence and ruthlessness are evident even before his full plan is revealed. Moments of tension, such as near misses with civilian vehicles and daring leaps across narrow streets, immediately convey that the stakes for Dom and his family are higher than ever, reinforcing the film's central theme of survival under pressure. As the narrative progresses, the story shifts to Rome, where Dom and Letty attempt to lay low and regroup after the initial confrontation. The European setting allows the filmmakers to explore more intricate chase sequences, this time incorporating the narrow streets, cobblestone paths, and historical architecture unique to the city. The contrast between the ancient structures and the modern, high-powered vehicles creates a visual tension that mirrors the conflict between past grievances and present dangers. Here, the film delves deeper into Dom's internal conflict, highlighting his struggle to balance the protection of his family with the moral and ethical decisions required to confront Dante. Letty's presence provides both a stabilizing influence and a reminder of Dom's obligations beyond himself, underscoring the recurring motif that family extends beyond bloodlines. Strategic pauses in the action allow the film to explore character interactions, emotional stakes, and the complexities of loyalty, making the high-octane sequences feel meaningful rather than merely spectacular. Meanwhile, Dante's character arc is further developed through a series of flashbacks and strategic reveals. Audiences learn of his meticulous planning, rooted in a desire for revenge against the Toretto family for the death of his father. Jason Momoa's portrayal emphasizes Dante's intelligence, physical prowess, and manipulative tendencies, presenting him as both charismatic and terrifying. These elements make Dante more than a one-dimensional villain. He is a character whose motivations, while morally questionable, are deeply personal and understandable. The narrative carefully juxtaposes Dante's actions with Dom's responses, creating a moral mirror that challenges both the audience and the protagonists. Through dialogue, subtle expressions, and key confrontations, the film explores the cyclical nature of revenge and the destructive consequences it brings to families, reinforcing the franchise's long-standing theme that loyalty and forgiveness can be as powerful as strength and aggression. Parallel to the main narrative, the film develops the arcs of supporting characters, ensuring that each has a moment of significance that contributes to the overarching story. Roman and Tej continue to provide levity and tactical expertise, using their skills to outmaneuver Dante's forces while offering commentary that highlights their enduring camaraderie. Ramsey's technical genius becomes crucial in deciphering Dante's network, providing the team with critical intelligence and strategic advantages. The film carefully balances these moments of humor and ingenuity with the seriousness of the threat, ensuring that the pacing maintains tension while allowing for character-driven development. Letty's combat sequences are particularly notable, blending martial arts choreography with innovative stunt work, emphasizing her role as both protector and equal partner to Dom. These sequences are meticulously timed and executed, combining precision with danger in ways that elevate the stakes and underscore the team's reliance on trust and coordination. The international scale of the narrative becomes increasingly apparent as the story moves beyond Rome. London serves as the next major set piece, where the crew attempts to intercept Dante's operation involving a complex heist targeting a high-security transport. The urban density of London provides opportunities for vertical action, including car maneuvers across bridges, rooftop chases, and narrowly timed jumps between buildings. The cinematography here emphasizes spatial awareness and speed, using long takes, tracking shots, and strategic cuts to convey momentum and danger. These sequences highlight the evolution of the franchise's stunt work, demonstrating an unprecedented level of complexity and integration between practical and digital effects. The tension is heightened by the knowledge that Dante's resources and planning exceed anything Dom and his team have previously faced, forcing the characters to innovate under pressure and adapt to circumstances that continuously shift the balance of power. Key emotional beats occur alongside these action sequences, particularly in the interactions between Dom and Jacob. Their relationship, fraught with past betrayals and unresolved resentment, is explored through intense confrontations and moments of tentative cooperation. John Cena's portrayal adds depth to Jacob, emphasizing a character torn between loyalty to his own principles and the possibility of reconciling with his family. The dynamic between the Toretto brothers is central to the film's narrative tension, reflecting broader themes of forgiveness, redemption, and the consequences of choices made in the past. These emotional sequences are interwoven seamlessly with the high-energy action, ensuring that audiences are invested not only in the spectacle but also in the human stakes at the core of the story. The climax of Fast X is a culmination of these intertwined narratives, set against a visually stunning backdrop that combines urban chaos with natural landscapes. Dom and his crew must navigate a series of escalating threats orchestrated by Dante, each designed to test their skills, loyalty, and ingenuity. The final sequences feature multi-layered stunts, including vehicle drops, high-speed collisions, and daring escapes, all choreographed to maintain narrative clarity while maximizing visual impact. Emotional resonance is maintained through the interplay of characters' personal stakes, ensuring that the resolution of action sequences carries meaningful consequences. Dante's defeat is framed not only as a triumph of physical skill but also as a moral and strategic victory for Dom and his team, reinforcing the recurring theme that intelligence, collaboration, and loyalty can overcome brute force and vengeance. Even after the climax, the film continues to explore the ramifications of its events, hinting at future conflicts, character development, and unresolved storylines that set the stage for subsequent installments. Easter eggs and subtle callbacks to previous films reward dedicated fans, while new plot threads ensure that the narrative universe remains dynamic and expansive. The ending emphasizes continuity within the franchise, maintaining the integrity of the overarching narrative while providing a satisfying conclusion to the immediate story arc. The balance between closure and open-ended possibilities exemplifies the franchise's ability to merge blockbuster action with long-term storytelling, allowing for both immediate entertainment and sustained fan engagement. Fast X, also recognized as Fast and Furious 10, stands as the 10th main installment in the legendary Fast and Furious franchise, a series that has captivated audiences for more than 2 decades with its unique blend of high-octane action, family-centered drama, and global storytelling. Released in 2023, the film was directed by Louis Leterrier, who stepped in to maintain the franchise's trademark energy after the departure of Justin Lin, a recurring director in the series. The screenplay, crafted by Dan Mazzo and Justin Lin, with story contributions from Zach Dean, presents a narrative designed to bridge past storylines while setting the stage for the next chapter in the saga. The film's production was ambitious, reflecting the ever-escalating stakes of the franchise, combining a massive budget with international filming locations and a star-studded ensemble cast to create a spectacle that appeals to both loyal fans and new viewers alike. From the very outset, Fast X was envisioned as more than a simple action movie. It was intended to deliver a cinematic experience blending emotional stakes, intricate character dynamics, and extreme action sequences. The production of Fast X was monumental in scale, involving multiple production companies including Original Film, One Race Films, Roth/Kirschenbaum Films, Perfect Storm Entertainment, and China Film Company, Limited. The reported budget places it among the most expensive installments in the franchise, a reflection of the elaborate stunts, high-end special effects, and the logistics of shooting across multiple continents. Principal photography took place in cities such as London, Rome, and Los Angeles, each location chosen not only for its visual appeal but also to enhance the global scale of the story. London provided a dense urban environment for car chases and hand-to-hand confrontations. Rome offered historical grandeur and dramatic catacombs for tense sequences, while Los Angeles served as a home base that emphasized Dom's ties to his family and the roots of his crew. The filmmakers paid close attention to maintaining continuity with previous films while also innovating with new technologies, practical stunts, and computer-generated imagery to push the action to new levels. Every location, set, and vehicle was meticulously planned to maximize the visual spectacle, a hallmark that has consistently defined the franchise. At the core of the narrative is Dominic Toretto, played by Vin Diesel, who continues to epitomize the themes of family, loyalty, and resilience. Dom is depicted enjoying a fleeting period of peace alongside his loved ones, a rare moment that allows for character-driven introspection amid the chaos. However, this tranquility is shattered by the emergence of Dante Reyes, portrayed by Jason Momoa, a new antagonist whose motivations are deeply personal and inherently global. Dante is the son of a powerful villain who was defeated in a previous installment, and he carries a vendetta not just against Dom, but against everything the Toretto family represents. His plan is not limited to simple revenge. He seeks to dismantle Dom's life piece by piece, targeting his crew, his family, and even the legacy of Dom's past actions. This narrative choice introduces a layer of complexity, as the conflict is driven by both physical confrontations and emotional stakes, ensuring that the story resonates beyond mere spectacle. The film expertly balances the tension between these two forces, allowing the audience to invest in the characters' fates while being swept along by high-speed action. The cast of Fast X is a blend of long-standing franchise veterans and new additions, each contributing to the dynamic interplay of personalities and relationships. Michelle Rodriguez returns as Letty Ortiz, providing both formidable combat skills and unwavering loyalty as Dom's partner, while Tyrese Gibson reprises his role as Roman Pierce, whose humor and daring often provide both comic relief and critical plot assistance. Chris "Ludacris" Bridges returns as Tej Parker, the tech-savvy strategist whose intellect complements the physicality of the team, and Jordana Brewster reprises Mia Toretto, grounding the story with her focus on family and personal stakes. Sung Kang returns as Han Lu, bringing calm wisdom and strategic thinking to the crew, while Natalie Emanuel reprises Ramsey, whose expertise in technology and hacking continues to play a crucial role in the team's operations. John Cena's Jacob Toretto provides an additional layer of family tension and personal rivalry, while Jason Momoa's Dante Reyes emerges as a charismatic yet fearsome villain, whose motivations are deeply entwined with familial revenge and personal loss. Returning characters like Jason Statham's Deckard Shaw, Charlize Theron's Cypher, Helen Mirren's Magdalene, Queenie L. Manson Shaw, and Rita Moreno's Abuelita Toretto help anchor the story in the franchise's rich history, while newcomers such as Brie Larson as Tess, Alan Ritchson as Amaze, Daniela Melchior as Isabel, and Scott Eastwood as a member of Dom's crew introduce fresh energy and new narrative possibilities. The plot of Fast X is structured around escalating tension, high-stakes action, and deepening character arcs. It begins with Dom and his family enjoying their relative peace, only to be confronted by Dante's meticulously orchestrated attacks. Dante's strategy is both psychological and physical, exploiting weaknesses, creating conflicts, and manipulating situations to isolate Dom from his allies. The film explores the consequences of past choices, revealing how actions from earlier installments reverberate and shape the present. This narrative continuity rewards longtime fans, while the complex web of alliances, betrayals, and new challenges provides ample intrigue for new viewers. Throughout the film, the action sequences are not mere spectacles but narrative devices that advance the story, reveal character traits, and heighten emotional stakes. From daring car chases through crowded city streets to massive explosions in scenic international locales, every sequence is carefully choreographed to maximize both visual impact and narrative significance. Cinematography and production design play a vital role in realizing the scale and intensity of Fast X. The use of practical stunts, high-speed driving sequences, and intricate set pieces is complemented by state-of-the-art CGI, ensuring that the action sequences feel both real and larger than life. Each international location is framed to accentuate its unique qualities. London's dense streets create tension and claustrophobia in chase scenes, Rome's catacombs evoke suspense and historical grandeur, while Los Angeles provides familiar urban landscapes that ground the story in its recurring thematic focus on family and loyalty. The film's music, composed by Brian Tyler, blends orchestral intensity with electronic beats, perfectly matching the pace of high-octane sequences while supporting quieter, more emotional moments. The sound design amplifies every engine roar, explosion, and crash, ensuring that the audience experiences the action viscerally, as if they are riding alongside the characters. The narrative structure of Fast X intertwines multiple subplots and character arcs. While Dom faces Dante directly, other crew members embark on missions that showcase their skills, loyalty, and individual growth. Roman and Tej often provide both strategic and comedic relief, while Letty's resilience and combat prowess anchor the team during critical moments. Mia balances the responsibilities of motherhood and family loyalty with the unpredictable dangers that accompany Dom's lifestyle. Han and Ramsey operate behind the scenes, ensuring the crew's technological and tactical advantages. Meanwhile, Jacob's internal struggle and history with Dom provide a compelling subplot that examines themes of sibling rivalry, forgiveness, and personal growth. Dante's actions escalate throughout the film, culminating in a climactic confrontation that tests every member of the Toretto family and their allies, forcing them to confront both physical and emotional challenges. The release of Fast X was marked by significant promotional campaigns designed to generate excitement and anticipation. The world premiere took place in Rome on May 12, 2023, with a global theatrical release following on May 19, 2023. Marketing efforts included multiple trailers, teasers, and social media campaigns that emphasized the film's dramatic stakes, global locations, and extraordinary stunts. The trailers effectively communicated the high-octane energy of the film while highlighting the personal and familial stakes at the heart of the story, striking a balance between spectacle and emotional resonance. International marketing campaigns ensured that audiences around the world were aware of the film's release, reinforcing the franchise's status as a global cultural phenomenon. Reception to Fast X was mixed but generally positive regarding its technical achievements and entertainment value. Critics often praised the elaborate action sequences, the performance of Jason Momoa as a compelling antagonist, and the continuation of beloved character arcs. However, some reviews highlighted issues with plot pacing, dialogue, and the predictability inherent in long-running franchises. Despite these criticisms, the film performed strongly at the box office worldwide, demonstrating the enduring appeal of the Fast and Furious brand and its ability to attract audiences across multiple generations and cultures. The film's success also underscores the franchise's knack for balancing spectacle with the themes of family, loyalty, and personal redemption that have defined it from the beginning. Fast X's significance within the franchise lies not only in its action and spectacle but also in its exploration of deeper narrative themes. It continues the story of Dominic Toretto, examining how choices from the past influence the present and future. The introduction of Dante Reyes as a multidimensional villain adds emotional and psychological depth to the narrative, challenging Dom in ways that go beyond physical confrontations. The film's blend of returning characters and new faces allows it to honor its legacy while expanding the universe, providing a platform for future stories and spin-offs. The themes of family, loyalty, vengeance, and redemption are explored through personal relationships, high-stakes action, and global consequences, making Fast X a quintessential installment that both satisfies long-term fans and sets the stage for new adventures. As a cinematic achievement, Fast X exemplifies the evolution of the Fast and Furious franchise. It demonstrates the ability to maintain relevance over decades by combining familiar thematic elements with innovation in production, storytelling, and character development. The film's elaborate stunts, international locations, and technical craftsmanship illustrate the franchise's commitment to raising the bar with each installment. It also underscores the emotional core of the series, the enduring power of chosen family, the importance of loyalty, and the consequences of past actions. By integrating these themes with spectacular visual storytelling, Fast X reinforces why the franchise continues to captivate audiences worldwide and remains a defining cultural touchstone in modern action cinema. From the very first high-speed chase, Fast X establishes the scale and intensity that defines the franchise. The film opens with a sequence in a bustling European city, where Dom and Letty execute a precision heist involving armored vehicles transporting valuable cargo. The streets are narrow, cobblestone lanes twist unpredictably, and civilians are kept at a careful distance, heightening tension while showcasing meticulous stunt coordination. Dom maneuvers through the chaos with calm authority, Letty coordinating maneuvers from the passenger seat, and Tej monitoring security systems to anticipate threats. Roman and Tej's humor provides a counterbalance to the adrenaline, yet each joke is punctuated by life-or-death stakes, reminding the audience that every second counts. This scene is emblematic of Fast X's signature style, integrating cinematic spectacle, technical skill, and character-driven tension into a single sequence that sets the tone for the rest of the film. One of the most iconic sequences occurs in the catacombs of Rome, a location that presents unique physical and visual challenges. The crew navigates ancient tunnels, barely wide enough for their vehicles, while Dante's forces pursue them relentlessly. The sequence is a masterclass in spatial awareness and stunt choreography. Cars swerve inches apart, ricochet off walls, and leap over rubble, all while maintaining a coherent narrative thread. The cinematography emphasizes claustrophobia and suspense, using low-angle shots to capture the precariousness of every maneuver, and slow-motion moments to highlight near misses that demonstrate both skill and luck. The tension is further amplified by Dante's strategic placement of traps, explosives, and roadblocks, forcing the crew to adapt in real time. Each character's unique abilities are highlighted: Han's precise control, Ramsey's technological guidance, and Letty's split-second decision-making. The sequence exemplifies the franchise's evolution. It is not just about speed or destruction but about intelligence, coordination, and the ability to leverage individual strengths within a team. In addition to urban chases, Fast X emphasizes large-scale vehicular stunts in diverse environments. One memorable sequence unfolds on a mountainous European highway, where the crew must transport critical intel while evading Dante's technologically advanced vehicles. The highway twists and turns along cliffsides, creating a vertiginous sense of danger. Practical stunts include jumps over broken bridges, near collisions with oncoming traffic, and precision drifting along narrow ledges. CGI is used subtly to enhance these sequences, extending leaps or creating environmental hazards, but the emphasis remains on practical action, ensuring that the stakes feel tangible. Dom and Jacob's interactions during this sequence are particularly poignant. Their shared history and sibling rivalry heighten tension, as the emotional stakes are intertwined with physical danger. These moments reinforce the franchise's central theme: family drives every decision, even in the most extreme circumstances. Explosive confrontations in the film blend traditional action tropes with innovative staging. In one scene, a convoy of Dante's armored vehicles ambushes the crew in a sprawling industrial port. Containers topple, cranes swing unpredictably, and fire erupts across the landscape. Each member of the Toretto crew plays a critical role. Roman and Tej coordinate defensive tactics, Letty engages in hand-to-hand combat, Dom executes high-risk maneuvers, and Ramsey manipulates security systems to provide openings. The choreography is precise, balancing realism with cinematic spectacle. Close-up shots capture the fear, determination, and camaraderie among the crew, emphasizing that even amidst chaos, their bond is unbreakable. Dante's calculated attacks underscore his intelligence and ruthlessness, making him a villain who is as mentally challenging as he is physically imposing. Another standout sequence involves an urban freeway chase at night, where lighting, camera angles, and sound design converge to create a visceral experience. Vehicles weave through traffic at breakneck speeds, explosions illuminate the skyline, and the soundtrack amplifies tension with pulsating rhythms. Letty performs a daring jump across a collapsed bridge, while Dom confronts multiple adversaries simultaneously. The sequence showcases the film's technical innovation. High-speed rigging, wire-assisted stunts, and real-time vehicle choreography create a seamless flow that maintains both believability and excitement. Close-ups of characters' faces convey emotion and reaction, reminding viewers that, despite the spectacle, the story is always grounded in human stakes. The film also includes high-altitude, unconventional stunts that push the boundaries of action filmmaking. One scene features a helicopter-assisted vehicle drop, where cars are suspended mid-air before plunging onto a target location to intercept Dante's forces. The tension is heightened by limited visibility, precise timing, and the ever-present risk of failure. These sequences are not only visually stunning but narratively significant, demonstrating the crew's ingenuity, trust, and capacity to improvise under extreme pressure. Dom's leadership is highlighted as he coordinates the complex operation, ensuring that every team member plays a precise role. Such sequences exemplify the franchise's philosophy: action is most compelling when it reflects character, strategy, and narrative purpose rather than mere spectacle. Beyond vehicular action, the film integrates grounded combat and tension-driven sequences. Hand-to-hand encounters, strategic takedowns, and infiltration missions reveal the crew's diverse skill sets. Letty's combat expertise is particularly emphasized, with sequences showcasing martial arts proficiency, tactical awareness, and improvisation using environmental elements. These scenes provide a contrast to the larger vehicular chaos, offering moments of intimacy and character focus. Roman, often portrayed as comic relief, demonstrates courage and ingenuity, contributing to his growth arc and reinforcing the theme that every member's contribution is vital. Similarly, Ramsey and Tej's intelligence-driven interventions highlight the synergy between brains and brawn, showcasing how the franchise has evolved to integrate modern technology seamlessly into its action sequences. The climactic confrontation between Dom and Dante represents the apex of the film's tension, combining all narrative and thematic threads. The sequence takes place in a highly stylized environment blending urban, industrial, and natural elements. Explosions, vehicle collisions, and strategic maneuvers occur in rapid succession, each framed to emphasize stakes, emotion, and spectacle. Dante's obsession with revenge drives him to extreme measures, while Dom's unwavering commitment to family guides his actions. The choreography balances physical combat, high-speed pursuit, and narrative resolution, ensuring that the audience experiences both adrenaline and emotional catharsis. Every action is motivated by character. The fight is not merely physical but symbolic of loyalty, reconciliation, and the enduring power of family. These extended sequences demonstrate Fast X's commitment to immersive, high-stakes storytelling. The film's design emphasizes that action, while spectacular, is most compelling when it is anchored in character development, strategic thinking, and narrative purpose. Each stunt, chase, and confrontation contributes to world building, revealing character relationships, motivations, and vulnerabilities. The careful integration of practical effects, digital enhancements, and choreography underscores the filmmaker's dedication to creating a cinematic experience that is both thrilling and emotionally resonant. Fast X, also known as Fast and Furious 10, is a 2023 American action film and the 10th main installment in the globally popular Fast and Furious franchise. It continues the story of Dominic Toretto and his family, combining themes of loyalty, revenge, and high-octane action. Directed by Louis Leterrier, who replaced Justin Lin early in production due to creative differences, the film's screenplay was written by Leterrier, Dan Mazeau, and Justin Lin, with story contributions from Zach Dean. Produced by Original Film and One Race Films, Fast X was created with a reported production budget of approximately $378.8 million, making it one of the most expensive films ever made. The film is in English, runs for roughly 141 minutes, and was filmed across several international locations, emphasizing its globetrotting narrative style. The storyline of Fast X centers around Dom Toretto, played by Vin Diesel, and his extended family, who are threatened by a new villain, Dante Reyes, portrayed by Jason Momoa. Dante is seeking revenge for the death of his father at the hands of Dom and his crew, and he spends over a decade orchestrating a plan to destroy Dom's entire family. The stakes escalate when Dom discovers that Dante's ultimate target is his young son, making the conflict deeply personal. The film's plot involves high-stakes chases, betrayals, and missions across multiple continents, from Rome and Turin in Italy to Lisbon, Los Angeles, and beyond. Fast X blends traditional Fast and Furious elements, high-speed car chases, explosive action, and daring stunts, with emotional tension and personal stakes. The cast of Fast X features a combination of franchise veterans, returning favorites, and new additions. Vin Diesel reprises his role as Dom Toretto, alongside Michelle Rodriguez as Letty Ortiz, Tyrese Gibson as Roman Pierce, and Chris "Ludacris" Bridges as Tej Parker. Returning cast members also include Jordana Brewster as Mia Toretto, Natalie Emanuel as Ramsey, Sung Kang as Han Lu, and Jason Statham as Deckard Shaw. John Cena returns as Jacob Toretto, Dom's brother, adding depth to the family dynamic. New characters include Jason Momoa as Dante Reyes, Brie Larson as Tess, Helen Mirren, and Charlize Theron, among others, creating a large ensemble that balances legacy and fresh faces. Supporting roles also include Scott Eastwood, Daniela Melchior, Alan Ritchson, and Rita Moreno. Fast X's production was complex and international in scope. Principal photography began in April 2022, with filming in Italy, Rome and Turin, Portugal, Lisbon, Viseu, Vila Real, and the United States, Los Angeles. Rome and Turin hosted major car chase sequences and stunts through city streets and historical landmarks, with crews managing hundreds of crew members and elaborate street closures. The production used approximately 200 cars for stunts, crashes, and duplication purposes, including both classic franchise vehicles and modern additions. Cinematography was led by Stephen F. Winden, while stunt coordination emphasized practical effects and large-scale action sequences. Filming also included some sequences shot in Thailand and Georgia to double for story locations. Marketing and promotion for Fast X were global and extensive. The first trailer released in February 2023 showcased the new villain, Dante Reyes, high-speed stunts, and the core, family versus revenge, narrative. The marketing campaign included digital media, traditional advertising, and promotional tie-ins, and the film was released in premium formats like IMAX and ScreenX to maximize viewer engagement. Fast X premiered in Rome, Italy, on May 12, 2023, followed by a wide theatrical release in the United States on May 19, 2023. The film later became available on premium video on demand in June 2023, followed by Blu-ray, 4K UHD, and streaming releases. Financially, Fast X earned approximately $714.4 million worldwide. The domestic US and Canada gross was about $146.1 million, while international markets contributed around $568.2 million. Opening weekend global earnings reached approximately $251.4 million across 84 markets. Top-performing regions included Latin America, Europe, and parts of Asia, though the revenue in China was lower than prior franchise peaks. Despite its large gross, the film's high production and marketing costs meant its profitability margin was modest, highlighting the challenges of mega-budget blockbusters. Critical reception was mixed, reflecting both strengths and weaknesses. Praise focused on the film's high-octane action, stunts, cinematography, and Jason Momoa's villainous performance. Critics also appreciated the return of legacy characters and the emotional stakes involving Dom's family. On the other hand, some reviews criticized the film's pacing, narrative complexity, and challenges balancing a large ensemble cast. Despite these critiques, core fans largely enjoyed Fast X for its spectacle and loyalty to franchise themes, emphasizing family, loyalty, and thrilling action. Fast X serves as part of the franchise's final chapters, setting up an upcoming follow-up or conclusion to the core saga. Statements from the producers and cast indicate that the next installment will resolve remaining storylines and deliver closure to major character arcs. The massive production, global locations, and high-profile cast suggest that the studio intends to make these final chapters a grand conclusion, tying together emotional stakes, thrilling action, and legacy characters. Overall, Fast X is a high-budget, action-packed blockbuster designed to appeal to fans of the franchise while attracting new audiences with global spectacle and star power. It combines intense stunts, car chases, international locales, and personal stakes involving family and revenge. While the film's financial performance and critical reception are mixed, it succeeds in maintaining the franchise's core themes and preparing audiences for the concluding chapters, reaffirming that in the Fast and Furious universe, family remains at the heart of every story. One of the most remarkable features of Fast X is the sheer scale and creativity of its action sequences, which define the film's identity and anchor its emotional resonance. The opening sequences set the tone with an elaborate chase through the ancient streets of Rome. Here, Dominic Toretto and his team navigate cobblestone alleyways, historic piazzas, and iconic bridges. These sequences are not merely for spectacle, they are carefully designed to reflect the team's reliance on trust, precision, and adaptability. Every turn, drift, and jump highlights the symbiotic relationship between driver skill and character relationships, emphasizing that these sequences are as much about family teamwork as they are about vehicular daring. Stunt coordinators collaborated extensively with cinematographers to capture multiple angles of the action, using a combination of handheld cameras, drones, and tracking rigs to immerse viewers fully in the chaos and exhilaration. Practical stunts were complemented by CGI only where safety or feasibility demanded, preserving authenticity while amplifying visual impact. Lisbon, Portugal, offers one of the film's most visually striking sequences, in which Dom's crew attempts to intercept a high-value target while evading Dante's forces. Here, the narrative stakes are intensified by environmental hazards, including narrow coastal roads, sharp cliffs, and congested urban areas. The sequence blends high-speed driving, close-quarters combat, and technical maneuvers such as grappling hooks and makeshift ramps. Each element of the scene serves a narrative function, highlighting the ingenuity and resourcefulness of Dom's family, while simultaneously demonstrating the escalating threat posed by Dante. The scene's tension is enhanced through rapid editing, synchronized sound design, and a pulse-pounding score that emphasizes urgency and danger. By combining environmental challenges with character-driven stakes, Fast X elevates the chase sequence into a centerpiece that defines the film's thematic focus on loyalty, courage, and teamwork. London provides a different kind of action intensity, emphasizing confined urban environments and strategic planning. In the capital city, Dom and his allies engage in coordinated maneuvers that require precision timing and collective effort. Vehicles navigate tight streets, avoiding pedestrians and obstacles while executing complex stunts that blend high-speed chases with tactical ingenuity. The city's architecture becomes both a visual backdrop and an active participant in the narrative, influencing strategy and shaping the sequence's rhythm. These scenes underscore the franchise's ability to integrate urban geography into its storytelling, using cityscapes to heighten tension and showcase inventive vehicular choreography. Antarctica, a surprising but visually spectacular location, serves as the setting for one of the film's most audacious climactic sequences. Here, the extreme environment introduces additional hazards, including icy terrain, shifting ice sheets, and sub-zero conditions that affect vehicle performance. This sequence combines environmental challenges with character-driven stakes, as Dom and his team must protect their family while navigating treacherous terrain and outmaneuvering Dante's forces. The harsh landscape accentuates the isolation and danger of the confrontation, providing a dramatic contrast to the warmer, urban locales of earlier sequences. The sequence also serves a symbolic function, representing the ultimate confrontation between past grievances and present responsibility, and reinforcing the film's overarching theme of resilience in the face of overwhelming odds. Each character in Fast X is given moments to shine, both individually and within the ensemble. Letty Ortiz's arc emphasizes her loyalty, resourcefulness, and combat skill, while Roman Pierce balances humor with courage, demonstrating that levity can coexist with heroism. Tej Parker's technological expertise is central to plot progression, allowing the team to anticipate threats and respond strategically. Dom's son, Little B, though young, becomes a symbolic anchor for the narrative, representing the stakes and moral imperative that drive Dom's decisions. Jacob Toretto embodies familial tension and the possibility of redemption, his complex relationship with Dom illustrating the consequences of estrangement and unresolved conflict. Dante Reyes, as the central antagonist, is not only physically imposing but intellectually formidable, representing a multifaceted threat that challenges Dom both strategically and emotionally. The franchise legacy of Fast X is integral to understanding its impact. By the 10th main installment, the Fast and Furious series has evolved from a niche street racing saga into a global cultural phenomenon. Fast X honors this legacy by weaving narrative threads from previous films, reintroducing key characters, and resolving long-standing arcs. References to earlier missions, callbacks to iconic stunts, and thematic continuity reinforce the sense of a shared universe, rewarding longtime fans with a layered and interconnected story. At the same time, the film introduces new characters and fresh storylines, ensuring accessibility for new audiences and maintaining the narrative's momentum. This careful balance between nostalgia and innovation exemplifies the franchise's ongoing evolution and explains its enduring popularity across generations and cultures. Marketing for Fast X was extensive, strategically designed to engage both existing fans and potential new viewers worldwide. Official trailers released in early 2023 showcased the film's high-octane action, globe-spanning settings, and key emotional stakes. Behind-the-scenes footage, interviews with cast and crew, and interactive social media campaigns allowed fans to connect with the production process, heightening anticipation for the release. Promotional tie-ins, including branded merchandise, partnerships with automotive companies, and exclusive premieres, created a global event around the film's launch. These efforts contributed to strong opening weekend box office performance, demonstrating the franchise's ability to mobilize an international fanbase and generate excitement across diverse markets. Global reception of Fast X reflected both the film's strengths and the challenges inherent in sustaining a long-running franchise. Box office results exceeded $700 million worldwide, illustrating commercial success and the continued appeal of the Fast and Furious brand. Audience responses highlighted satisfaction with the high-energy action, the return of beloved characters, and the expansion of the franchise universe. Critics offered mixed reviews, praising the technical prowess, visual spectacle, and Jason Momoa's performance while noting the difficulty of balancing multiple storylines and a large ensemble cast. Despite these critiques, the film's engagement with themes of family, loyalty, and moral responsibility resonated with audiences, reinforcing the emotional core of the series and its relevance beyond pure entertainment. The cultural impact of Fast X extends beyond its narrative and financial success. The film reinforces the franchise's commitment to diversity, international settings, and the portrayal of strong, multidimensional characters. By integrating actors from various backgrounds, filming in multiple countries, and addressing contemporary themes such as technology, legacy, and morality, Fast X reflects a globalized perspective on action filmmaking. The franchise's influence on car culture, stunt choreography, and cinematic spectacle continues to inspire filmmakers, stunt coordinators, and audiences worldwide, establishing Fast and Furious as a benchmark for large-scale, character-driven action cinema. Fast X's rich storytelling is bolstered by careful attention to character backstories and motivations, which provide depth beyond the high-octane action. Dominic Toretto's journey continues to be defined by his loyalty to family and his personal code of honor. His past actions, including victories, sacrifices, and moral compromises, form the foundation of his current decisions. Dom's protective instincts are intensified by the presence of his young son, Little B, who represents the future and legacy of the Toretto family. This adds emotional weight to the action sequences, transforming each chase, fight, and confrontation into a narrative about safeguarding loved ones while confronting the consequences of prior choices. Letty Ortiz's character is given more nuanced attention, showcasing her evolution from a skilled driver and combatant to a strategic partner who balances emotional intuition with tactical insight. Her relationship with Dom continues to anchor the narrative, emphasizing trust, loyalty, and shared responsibility. Jacob Toretto's presence in Fast X adds an intriguing layer to the story's exploration of sibling dynamics and redemption. His estrangement from Dom introduces tension, unresolved grievances, and emotional complexity. Throughout the film, Jacob oscillates between opposition and cooperation, reflecting the struggle to reconcile personal ambition with familial duty. Dante Reyes' arc is similarly detailed, with his quest for revenge motivated by trauma, loss, and the shadow of his father's downfall. By humanizing the antagonist, the film encourages viewers to see him not as a one-dimensional villain but as a figure shaped by circumstance, experience, and grief. Supporting characters, including Roman Pierce,